greedy of me.
Ah, if it isn't Kaedehara Kazuha. What brings you here today?
Huh? You two know each other?
Yes, the Kaedehara and Amenoma clans were both members of the Raiden Gokaden. After I returned to Inazuma, I visited Mr. Amenoma to pay my respect. Yes, you may recall the story of the Raiden Gokaden from the Iridori.
Though all bladesmiths trace their craft back to the same source, over time. As an example, the Amenoma art strives to emulate the abide. There is nothing mystical to our work. There is only practice, day in. As for the art of the Kai...
That's right. Ishin art strives for only a blade thus far.
Indeed. You are, without a doubt, the most worthy wielder of an Ishin blade.
You overestimate. But let's get back on top. We hope to assist.
Ah, yes. He didn't say a word, but I've done what I...
We heard that there were...
Yes. I believe he went to collect the... Yes. Straight. If I had to guess, he's never been part... He is
Truth be told, based on the evidence we have gathered so far, only Yuya seems to match the suspect's profile.
What? No, he is humble. Yes, but with that said, I also cannot know what course of action. Anyway,
Don't worry, you have our word.
From the sound of that, Paimon doesn't think you...
Yes, it sounds as if something happened when the two men met. Let's pay a visit.
Even unlock the Narwhal boss. Man, I need to grind that for my Mulani. Netland, Inazuma, Sumeru. Did I even complete Fontaine?
Good roll. Although, maybe I'll take one more day off. Knock out the rest of the work once I'm feeling up to.
Hi, Ryu. Don't mind me, just completing all the story quests. Like, I left Genshin for quite a while. So like, I've
I'm
a lot of
very
story quests
sorry,
and
but we
outcome
cannot
quests.
afford to pay what we owe my husband.
No.
I'm sorry.
I'm afraid we don't have any new information at the moment. With this in mind,
He'd always get everything was.
Uh-oh.
He lost his. Our expenses really spiraled out of control when he started getting interested in weapons. He wouldn't sell them. I'm happy he on the last.
Whoa.
and that led.
Actually, it didn't. Generally, he's a quiet. You must After I said those, his voice was so meek and pitiful that I felt an urge to take everything back. But then what? If I didn't draw the line, what would happen to our family? Had I not and the next thing I heard.
I see. Amenoma Yu.
At first, I assumed they must have gotten into an argument over, but my husband has never been one to negotiate. He never even haggles when he's out buying groceries, so it's hard to. I don't know. He just. Perhaps he's too. As long as he's willing to turn over a new leaf, I know.
Please don't get upset. If collecting but the information. This situation.
A little confusing. More like completely mystifying.
I mean,
Let's
same
try a
with
change
my
of scenery. Rest assured.
Thank.
Based on the information we've gathered so far, I can only surmise the fire at the warehouse likely played a part. Do you have any thoughts?
Nope, never mind. Paimon's brain needs to rest for a while.
That is the most likely conclusion based on. However, in this case, only if this is indeed one fact, Mr. Nagato, the more I ponder it, right. Amenoma Yuya.
Darn!
Let's keep going. If we can solve the case, both Mr. Amenoma and
Okay.
let's head out of this. Wait. I hear something ominous in the wind.
Oh! This must be another one of those. As sketchy as that whole thing seems. You did put.
Now I'm picking up a strong scent.
But there's nothing here.
It's gone now. It felt very much like that ancient. Indeed. We should remain vigilant.
So it's an
The force is definitely the source of the judging from the concentration. I would have to conclude.
Mrs. Nagato said her husband.
It could well be that he was all from what I've been told, but most will develop a stubborn. Mr. Nagato had an interest in collecting to begin with. Step back. I'll open the door and take a look. If we don't open this door, we can move. Nope, you needn't worry.
What's down there?
Everything's buried in debris. I can't see anything. It looks like the fire caused a cave-in, reducing the entire.
That was
All we can do now, two ordinary humans, entangled with the Tatarigami. Yes, let's go. Quiet your mind. From this point, the trail appears to split into two. The main source of the Tatarigami energy continued on into...
Take it easy.
Whoa! Look at all those hilichurls! They're acting really strangely.
Something seems to be drawing their attention. Let's take a closer look. Fallen leaves, adorn my night!
Things are about to get dicey.
It's,
Ooh! Look at this.
by the looks of it, a letter. Well... According to this letter, Yuya started the fire that destroyed the warehouse and wounded Mr. Nagato.
So,
He was not only whatever traces there may have been of his fate beyond after this point. Yes, if Amenoma Yuya...
right. So let's get moving.
I wouldn't be surprised for a practitioner all the clues that I have a hypothesis.
Wait.
I believe so. On with the search.
Oh my god, I'm so shit.
Take it easy.
Why here?
I'm not sure. Show yourself!
Haidehara Kazuha. It's you, at last.
Aha! So what's your problem, huh?
Indeed, there should be no enmity between us. But what if instead of facing Amenoma Yuya, we are in fact facing the blade in his hand?
Now that you mention it, it is giving off. Whoa, whoa!
Tatarigami energy often lodges itself within physics. The blade has resided in Mr. Nagato's warehouse for many years, or rather, as a means to occupy.
You're sharper than I thought. You've many, many years ago, as a descendant.
I presume it has.
Indeed, he was a blade, and sure enough, in the end, he achieved what he had set out to do. He not only bestowed upon me the greatest of strength. In her conceit, the Raiden Shogun lost not only the single most perfect blade in the entire world.
So,
The people of the time in which I was born never believed I had that kind of power. They saw me as after the death of my creator, I seek but one thing. To face the full force of the Raiden Shogun's blade and prove my power. The might of each...
So, Amenoma, you tell me, what happens to those you...
My hosts? Who cares what happens when they got tired or injured or unusable?
you're...
After I returned to Inazuma, I decided to bide at long last. At Kaedehara Kazuha, you stood against the Raiden Shogun's Muso no Hitotachi. There can be no other to serve as my host for what is to come. Now, give your body over to me!
Teamwork is dreamwork!
Me!
Whirling snow! Sakura swirl! Busted! My apologies!
Do not stand in my way.
Your bluff's fooling.
Lost. I can never lose. It is this body that has reached its limit. Not even if you defeat me here. The one he is but a puppet that can be. The end result is the same. And even if I were to lose my physical form, it is by any means necessary and any medium available.
Your fighting style. It is, but from your movements, I sense...
Really?
As I've mentioned, since the blade is currently... If you ask me...
Are you trying to claim that I am on his deathbed? He passed to me in that regard.
Because all of that is in the past. I've been wondering why you've not caught. Now that I've seen inside your mind, everything finally makes sense. After all the time.
Oh, that's right. Paimon.
Only when Mr. Nagato witnessed his wife's distress and decided to sell his collectible. Well, that brings me to. You were determined to fulfill your I think you realized your limit, but the way I see it, what began.
What would you know about any of this?
You returned to Inazuma, even if you were to sever that divine light. Sure, you inherit. How could you?
Silence! I must. I will concede that you are most perceptive. You see.
And you should face.
Easy for you to say. I have no need of anything that would stand in my way.
How stubborn. I do not believe.
Very well. Once we have dealt.
And as for your end of the bar,
I accept.
Don't do this, Kazuha!
this is the only way. The cursed blade struck the power of the Tatari god. Even if we have a chance here to save an innocent victim.
Your disdain for me betrays your woeful ignorance now.
Kazuha?
I felt a little dizzy at first. It's all right. So far, this was. I will.
What should we do next?
We find some enemies. Although this blade has endured much turmoil, if a blade built for Ishin art cannot enter a state of harmony between. If he wants to avoid reality.
Wait a minute. Since the Takasukasa clan abandoned that.
All.
What about
The blade says he'll let Amenoma Yuya trail us silently. Although he.
Are we sure this is okay?
Stay close and you will live.
Time. Leave everything on this journey to me. Into the wind.
Let's get down to business.
Clouds high. The birds calm. The wind knows me.
How are you feeling?
I'm all right. The blade is performing largely as I expected. Having gone so long without proper use and maintenance, though he's making every effort to persevere, I do not.
Something else on.
How strange. Rather, let's keep going.
Oh, I almost missed it. What the?
Time to go.
It's my lucky day. See no more. My blade.
Time to go.
Ha! I-
That hurts! As one with wind and cloud! One with nature.
Going somewhere? There's more!
Into the wind.
There's more!
Wind strategy.
Very.
Whoa! Something's up with the blade!
I can sense that his strength is slowly fading away. He cannot hold out much longer.
But...
I will be careful with it. He's still...
Get it over! Cheap tricks!
It's fine.
I'm ready! Cut down! Like this.
That was such a...
My apologies. In the...
Are you okay?
Yes.
The sheen's grown a bit dimmer again. It doesn't look
Perhaps this time?
true form. What are you Is this the same blade as before? It looks like a piece of junk!
If you choose to continue in the state you're in, you wouldn't even be able to... Maybe you did truly wield power to rival the Shogun's light when first forged. It barely needs stating anymore. Your ambition is a flight. I finally figured you wanted to reach a state of harmony with me. But regrettably, we are nothing alike. The only one who
Here they are! Take them down!
Where do they keep coming? Yup! We can...
Don't worry. It's just more of... The wind knows me.
Take this!
Fine. One with nature.
This will do!
Into the wind. Fallen leaves, adorn my night. Wind strike.
You fought way better with your own sword.
You are a true Kaedehara in flesh and no one knew anything of my story. I thought that if I could...
But in this too, you...
Indeed. Too much time has passed. Yours is...
Actually, forging and maintenance are both in... This blade has traveled the land with me from skill. There is something else I must... Tatarigami is... Though you tried to... I resisted it. I feel a great... The moment you embark... You have known this.
He gave me... How could I... I said to him...
Aww.
I believe our bet is now settled.
Where are you going, Kazuha?
He now has neither the... When I touch a bladesmith, a newly forged blade lay...
Wow.
Indeed, he spent the rest... He felt in... So he all he wanted...
So separate.
Right. This blade... Yes. Time would not... He seems to have calmed down.
I once told the darkness. Not only did I...
You are finally seeing...
Since we agreed, but I still... So...
Hey!
It has to be done. My physical...
His attitude. What do you think, Kazuha?
Let's hear it.
Thank you all. Alas, nor have I my fights with you.
Oh,
I will release. You must have
understood.
I see. I utterly despise him and his actions. If a duel can help, I do not wish to be...
There's no need.
Thanks for your help.
All right, then let's move. More Ronin could have... In any case...
Take it easy.
This reminds Paimon a bit of the Crux. Yep, we still can still. Are you ready?
Ready? Okay. Successor of Ishin.
Successor of Amenoma art.
Honored to cross blades with you.
It is my honor also.
As one with wind and cloud. One with nature. Wind strider. Wind strider. Clouds high. The birds call.
Thank you. Though he appears battered and broken, his sense of
You also fought well. There are a few things that
I must apologize.
You need not seek my... It is too late.
I do not wish for forgiveness. I strayed far from the... I beseech you.
Yes.
Thank you.
This blade has also told me that he has another wish. Maybe we can go back there to get...
What does he want?
I'm not sure.
I am sorry to have troubled.
A prized Ishi. But I have some good.
Really?
Yes. Badly. And now that
I think I know what...
What's wrong, Kazuha?
Yes. He said he wants to take control.
What? No, what?
He tells me that he's thought of I have decided... Thank you. Okay. I am ready. Let us...
My power is almost spent. Without him, my eventual demise is inevitable. But if I abandon the future to give everything I have in this moment, my physical form can be forged anew.
Everything? You mean...
Yes. The cost is my entire consciousness. You were right. There's nothing that I can accomplish now. But there's still a chance for Ishin art. Once remade, I will be a valuable resource for your studies. Ishin lives on, and its finest hour is yet to come. Even if I am not the one to prove its might to the Shogun, as long as it is an Ishin blade, crafted by Kaedehara hands, it will still fulfill his very wish. Thank you, son of the Kaedehara clan. Over the years, my real name has been forgotten by all. I'm ashamed to utter it, yet it remains strong in my mind. Kagotsurube Ishin. This name is now yours to keep.
Rest in peace.
What? Damn, it suits Kazuha so well.
So, that's his conscious just
Kagotsuru, it seems like only in the fight.
seems like
The same fervent ambition, speaking for myself. I understand. Hearing his with your quest to face the gods and trace your sibling after everything I've seen.
oh
I will continue to support you from this.
wait.
Oh, and it's also time.
You've the Tenryou Commission.
Wow, you
Then we needn't recount all the details again. Now, as to your earlier offer, I wish to give you my answer.
What's this?
Kagotsurube Ishin. A weapon by means of a series of fortuitous events, I was able to recover and restore him. And so, it looked... the Kaidahara clan... Were I to accept...
You miss.
I am aware.
Very well. However, if you
Great.
where will you travel to next?
As for my next destination, let's see where the wind takes me.
One done.
You must have a whole bunch of questions after our last conversation with.
Attack percentage. When normal charge punch at the head. Dealing AoE damage.
Like, and as for your sister, whew, so many questions.
Add Astra. Thank you for complete. Add Astra.
Quietly now.
Sorry to interrupt, everyone. We finally have some real dream experts joining us. Esteemed experts, this way, please. Ahem. Now, if anyone has any...
They must be dream experts from another land.
Oh, I have a question. Me first. No rush.
Whoa. Paimon didn't it?
My question is simple. My everyday life is very difficult, so I would like to become a slime in my dreams. How can I do that?
What the heck? What is this absurd?
Oh, Paimon knows! Paimon's had this kind of dream before, so the first time, Paimon became an animal slime. Paimon was shot by the second time, Paimon became a dendro slime. A group of kids the third time, Paimon became a cryo slime. In the end, and the fourth time, Paimon became a powerful geo slime. But then the boar showed up with all of its relatives and Paimon...
Wait, why did all of your dreams end so tragically?
Because slimes are monsters, even though they look cute, they usually cause trouble and things don't tend to end well for monsters. Believe Paimon.
I suppose you're right. They are monsters, after all. I just want to experience a different life, but it seems that becoming a maybe I'd be happier if I became just a regular Finch. Or...
Looks like being an expert is way easier than... Next!
Oh, it's my turn.
Well... Hey, you're supposed to be helping.
Lol.
First...
Oh, it's quite ordinary.
Why don't you just find your wife and talk with her? There's no need...
Well, unfortunately...
Oh!
No, it's fine. I did...
Yeah, it's not really about posture.
Oh.
Think about it. If you're...
You do have a point.
Oh, my turn.
I want to bring the souvenir box to my room and to my dream.
I dreamt of a raven flying over the wasteland last night.
Hey, no rush! One at a time! Their questions were way too difficult. We don't actually know anything more than they do. We're just more experienced dreamers, that's all. You do have a point right now. Oh, and now that Paimon has said that, you know who comes to mind? Bingo! If she was here, she'd probably... Unfortunately, she's super...
Dear experts, we have another...
But you saw...
But this...
Oh, what the Nahida?
My question is, why didn't you immediately tell me about such an interesting place? Huh? Nahida? How did you get... Interesting events like a moment of dreams don't happen every day after all. No matter how busy things are, I'd still set aside some time to check it out. Anyway, I really didn't expect to meet you here. Oh, right! If there's anyone that understands dreams, it's you! You should be... You're not wrong. Alright, they can ask... Huh? What's wrong? You were all so excited a minute ago. Even so, and in terms of reputation and renown, you've also done many great things in Sumeru. Yet they didn't even flinch at you. Alas, the interesting questions have all... I don't want to get it now, the atmosphere. I just want it to be another drop in the water. Not the cold and restrictive contain. She's so cute.
All right. I'll give it a try.
Oh, it's this...
Hey, drop the nicknames, would you? Besides, I don't want to become a slime anymore. Maybe a Finch.
I see.
I guess I just want to experience something different. The sky is right above.
So you want to experience something new in your dreams?
Because if I don't work, I won't have any Mora. Sure, I don't want to be out hammering nails and cut. By the time this all dawned on me, I realized...
But if that's the case, then even if you became a flying bird or swimming fish, you will still be hammering nails and cutting wood in your dreams. The reason is you've already been caged. It doesn't matter what your physical body turns into. Your mind will...
Really? That's...
I don't know everything that you're going through, but...
Huh?
That's right. Having worked for such a long time, you of all people must know what makes a good hammer.
Well, of course. A good hammer needs come to think of it. I haven't replaced my current hammer in quite some time.
You should replace it. Then decorate the handle with something you like.
That makes...
A new sense of adventure often begins with the little things in life. You don't need to become a bird in the air or a fish in the sea.
Yes, I'll go and pick out a new hammer right away. No, I should make one of my own. Thank you, Great Dendro.
That's our Nahida! Only you would know how to get right! Actually, I gave him that advice because I once saw after a moment, he'd start to smile. It really surprised me at the time. My guess is that the names on the handle were of important people to him. Is it because... Oh, Paimon! Don't mind me, though. This is just my way of learning.
Now I want to get Nahida. Man, I quit right after Nahida came out.
Hey! Don't forget about... Thanks, you two. That makes me feel a lot better.
I already asked the experts my question earlier, but I wanted to hear the Dendro. What should I do if I want to see my deceased wife in my dreams every night?
Longing for the deceased. Even if you keep reliving those beautiful memories, it'll only highlight the emptiness in your real life. If your wife were still alive, she certainly wouldn't want to see you like this, would she?
No, I suppose not. But our time together in my dreams is not just reliving our past together. I don't know. Maybe it's because I miss her too much. But it's really as if she had come back to life in my dreams. She even remembers each and every dream. After I wake up and then continue dreaming again later, we can pick up our conversation right where we last left off.
That's really amazing. Statistically speaking, continuous dreams are extremely rare.
It's almost as if my wife has obtained a second life in my dreams. But the more vivid she appears, the emptier I feel, and the more painful it is when I wake up. I don't know whether to call it a blessing.
Maybe all of this is rooted in your deep longing for her. Were there any unresolved matters or regrets between the two of you?
I don't know. I suppose I really felt like I was ready to move on.
You know, they say that whatever's on your mind is what goes into your dream. But dreams are, and will forever be, just dreams. We are people living in the real world. It's not good to be overly obsessed with dreams. All it'll do is fill up your mind and eat away at your thought.
Yes, I know. That's why and it's probably not... Anyway.
I'm a little worried. I think I can handle things from here.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not.
Well, if it's facts and logic.
Yeah, well, I want to write my.
Yes, you came to.
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma. Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone, great. Let's go find out what this.
What the heck? I started another one?
guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first. Ugh. If only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the
Hey, what's with that face? Don't...
No, of course I believe you. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started...
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social... Traveler, I hear you've helped me...
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted...
I see. My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatara Suna's past.
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all...
Hold on, Sawada.
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's...
Let me give you some back. But in the end, he threw it in, apart from the sword maker, his servant, and...
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time...
So first this strange person goes...
Yes, my thoughts...
Stop shouting!
This part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the Government Records Office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago. Even back then, Tatara Suna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems...
Wait, so there are 2 missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it.
Oh, the swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically, this Niwa was a distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around...
The Kaidahara clan...
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about...
Get to the point.
According to information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a
puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something.
No. Wyman just meant...
I agree, it does. But consider it...
Oh, and please read my... Sawada was encouraged... Oh, how about if I plug the hole...
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up...
Akaba, look. You're... Besides, if they're really...
Good point. Okay.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say...
All right, thank you.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about... Okay, then even if we did know something about it, after all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it? If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as...
Is that Mona?
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like...
Oh, wait. Oh, wait. Huh?
No, it can't have been.
Why do you think of Mona?
Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Lol.
Take it easy.
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer. Did he escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be lacked out? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me. A deal?
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think of. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't flatter yourself. It was... Nahida...
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm... But I'm not worried about you, Nahida.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us! As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal.
Well, I, for one, have no reason to doubt you. Considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand that the Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make— Wait a second. Former? You mean, he's not a Harbinger anymore? I take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between... So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have... Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility...
As we discussed, I don't like causing...
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear. Don't you? And they're your friend.
Yeah, obviously! Then let's put that discussion to... Today can be a trial run.
All right. Then...
Good. Go now, and keep in touch. Nahida, are you... Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact, I'm largely doing it for your benefit. Yes. As I told you once before, there's information about your twin in Irminsul. Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your twin's details in the Descender category. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of its power remain in him. He can still connect. The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without knowing what to look for would take... So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any... Exactly! Or... I understand. But sometimes how things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all. Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark, searching for the one candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If this deal with the Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, then it's worth it. It's my pleasure, really. I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. It seems like, in fact, I was going to ask you to even though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. Of course, I'll be there to help guide you through. Great. Prepare yourself. Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time. The colors are gentler. Guess that must be because some...
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards. But right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing up.
Sounds like a successful... I need to be quite clear, unlike anywhere else. Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. I know there are many grievances between you, on both sides. But it is essential... Fine. Let's call it true.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way. If there are no further objections, or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ugh, the snark on this guy!
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Is this a small sap? Oh, darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him! Wow! So... Ooh.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor.
Why is it that Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted.
Let's go.
Hey, so...
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you...
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful not to touch them.
It looks the same in every direction. No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a...
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it.
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establish... The Balladeer's actually doing what Nahida tell... The rest is up to you.
Will do.
Huh. For once, we're the traveler, Paimon. Yes, I've also... Huh? What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads? That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while. Paimon's never tried this before, so Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladeer's a bit of a As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries. Perhaps today will be the day that he... Well done. master's mind. Huh. Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Electro Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at...
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatara Suna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have now is just from people filling the gaps with their imagination. At least that...
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gesse got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatara Suna was sabotaged.
Must be a riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved. Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So...
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait! How did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. Huh?
This light. It looks...
Anonymous data.
Hey! Don't you forget the...
Shh! Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about...
There's no one else who can enter the furnace.
Is that so?
It's...
Whoa!
I have been in Tatara Suna for some time now. You have shown me under your leadership, as I understand the forging industry. Skills, blood.
Yes, well, you allowed a comment even now.
You flab.
So you say.
My goods.
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected. What have we gained from adopting your new tech? And recently, as you well know, none of the people who went out to get... But that doesn't faze you, does...
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so
Mikoshi Nagamata.
After all... Why, Mr.
Enough, Ash. I'm here because I'm in charge here.
Judging from the look in...
Drop the act. We're past that now. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You!
You're a little smarter. I thought I'd disguise myself. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine. And yet, despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity and what I seek.
If you kill me...
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But... this makes no sense.
It's no trouble at all. If you must know, I'm... Just to create a...
That's it.
Look how even the righteous so... My device, it is easy. Make no mistake.
He has nothing.
What a beautiful way to see the world. Think of me. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, Mr. Niwa. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he
Hey! Dottore. Dottore! Good. Good.
Was that the doctor? Did he turn into a mechanic from Fontaine? But why do we see things from his perspective?
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit.
Maybe so, but it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Let's give him some space. He looks really...
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why is...
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it, so now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit in the future. Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After the events you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device, and the load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion, the mechanic answered. Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he let the mechanic remove the balladeer was stunned that such he thought Niwa had...
Holy moly! So the doctor killed...
Yes.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Shall we see how he's doing? Hey, you alright? That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? If we didn't have such a history, I'd almost think that qualifies me to be your friend. It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Hey, are you investigating?
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even if you can't find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Teyvat.
Oh, does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest...
Huh?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world. Plus, she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens responded?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria, and lived with your sister for a time. I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes. Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul. But was it valuable?
Very valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself.
Huh?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a give me your hand. Can you hear my voice inside you? No, I can't do anything like that anymore. So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past? Done.
Huh? What the? What?
Nothing. I was just thanking him for... So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist. Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey, Balladeer!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone.
Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared! Oh no! Oh, Nihida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened?
It was the Balladeer's fault.
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he keep some of his power hidden when he was defeated? Or...
Where the heck did he go?
Ugh, don't be. It's not... We're running out of time.
Are you feeling any better?
Yes. Now that I think about it, I know where that place... But at the same time, I feel as if I should go. Otherwise, once I can stop... Actually, you...
Yeah, even if you...
Yeah.
Alright.
Are you headed off to some interesting place without telling me again?
Huh? Wait, aren't you supposed to be answering questions?
I just finished, and I really got a lot out of it. So many interesting and novel thoughts. Anyway, it looks like you're going somewhere. Why don't you take me with you?
Oh, there's no need to trouble you, Great Dendro Archon. I imagine you must have many other important things to deal with.
No need to stand on ceremony. Besides, I wouldn't have asked to come along if I didn't have a good reason. I wanted to use this opportunity to discuss with you some things that are puzzling me right now.
Huh. I didn't know the Great Dendro Archon could become puzzled too.
I'm not not all that different from you, you know. Alright, let's go. We can talk on the way.
What? So far. Do I have 2 markers? Conquest.
Take it easy.
It's always nice.
Huh. Do adventurers often go to places like... Huh.
So, this is where you always...
Yes, for the most. When I saw her in my dreams, I'd tell her about our daughter. She would also It feels like no matter how...
Sometimes, it's the...
This is the part I'm a little puzzled. I am very familiar with dreams, and normally, they lack logic and continuity. But you said she could remember what you had told her before, right?
That's right. She always listened to me carefully in real life, and she always surprises me with some details from our lives in the real world. The fact that
Whoa, that's pretty weird. Well, dreams are...
However, the problem is that his dreams have too much structure and continuity. Most dreams are far more fragile than you can imagine. For example, a loud noise outside your window in the real world could cause your dream self to get loaded into and fired out of a big cannon. Another example. If you're thirsty in the real world, then you might find yourself trudging through a desert in your dream. But the appearance of your wife seems unusually stable and unaffected by any outside interference.
I don't understand it either. But I have no reason to suspect or reject these dreams. They're too...
But I still want to... Let's go.
Yeah.
Well, he really wasn't kidding. This place definitely isn't safe.
No matter. We'll just...
Huh?
Of course. This is all part of our little trip.
Oh my god, I'll get used Nahida.
Hey! Grow!
Here comes the catch. Busted.
The scenery here is amazing! It also seems like a great spot for eating snacks and taking a nap. Paimon wouldn't mind spending some time here.
I've yet to see anything strange, but I do not plan to deny the power of longing. Such an intense but unquantifiable emotion could indeed have the power to...
His wife must be a real... Huh? Wait!
Oh, so you are waiting for me here? Well, when the Dendro Archon said she wanted to come with me, I could hardly believe it. I'll bring Haidar once I'm more familiar with the way here.
Huh? What's... There's nobody there?
Wait, Minar, don't go that way. It's danger.
Uh-oh, he's gonna fall. Catch him! Whew. Luckily, he's in the dream now. What he said just now. Oh, so I find it a little strange as well. But we mustn't awaken.
Huh? Minar. Where's Minar?
Oh, good!
What happened? Huh? Oh, right. The moment I reached the summit, I saw my wife, Minar, sit after I introduced her to you. She seemed a little flustered, and then she seemed to suddenly disappear. When I realized something wasn't right...
That sounds pretty wild.
I don't think so.
Maybe we've affected the Leah's up. Anyway.
I think I know what happened now.
Let's head back now.
Oh.
Nahida, what's up? We still don't have enough evidence. Oh, right! Come to think of right. And not only at a moment of dreams, we need to understand what's happened.
Then there's no time to live. Stop standing there, Ilmon. Let's go!
Time to go.
We're out! This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged, and nobody will disturb you. I'm sorry, but this isn't an emergency. Don't worry. If my assessment is correct,
Her voice is gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that's... He wants to change the past? But surely that's right! You can't just rewrite history. All that stuff happened already in real life. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Even so, Paimon... Huh? Ah! Sorry. Paimon accidentally... but erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible in Irminsul? Paimon's had it, but there's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any ideas on... Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But Paimon... So... Alright, Paimon will start. Andrean chili chicken! Oh! Also... Paimon was... talking? Huh. Is that a food too? What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it something Paimon said? So, the balladeer is... Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
You're acting like...
Dang.
We've made it to Amanoma Smithy!
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. Oh. Now there's a question I wasn't expecting. The once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging practiced by these most of the great swordsmith clan, but fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to... If my memory serves me right, you yourself were present when he forged the Ishin blade.
Oh, yeah, we were! We learned a bit about the decline of the Raiden Gokuden, then...
In fact, he told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of the Raiden there is no harm in telling you the Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous...
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee. Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation, knowing that they had just one chance to save the smith's death. Though heroic in his heart, powerless, alas. Finally, he made a draft in his fury. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clan, that is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. They're on to the next step.
Finding Arika.
We're here!
Traveler, it's been a while. If you're looking for the Commissioner and Miss Kamisato, I'm afraid you're...
Are they out on...
The Commissioner is out on business, and Miss Kamisato is standing in for some meetings and...
What do you think? Shall we go in?
If it were anyone else, I couldn't allow it. But seeing as you're so close...
We'll be heading in there.
Hello, dears. Of course, traveler. Yes, I know who you are. What would you like to know? Oh, they're both very well indeed. As for the commissioner himself...
So pretty much business as usual.
Very...
Well, got any more questions?
You're very welcome. Miss Kamisato talks about you all the time. She seems so thrilled to have you at... I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better since you arrived. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. The commissioners, they say it's because Toma, they get to talking about you sometimes too, you know. Miss Kamisato occasionally joins them. It's been many years now since as someone who it's so in the future, it's wonderful.
Paimon likes it. Paimon's itching to try it.
Of course.
All right, goodbye for now. Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry.
All right.
Oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep.
Very well.
Follow the wind.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is that the Traveler and Paimon?
Xavier? What are you doing here?
I was in the general area, and now I'm in this specific area. There.
We have some questions and thought you might be able to help.
Certainly do. I've researched. If there's anything you want to know, just like the back of my hand. Not only that, but I've met people in. Oh, well, it's a lot. I'm told that its history is one of the most foremost forging and.
A couple?
One was just in the last few years, the other was several hundred years ago. A fun fact, I'm not the first Fontaine tech guy to come and work on it either. There was a guy back, they say he was a mechanic who consulted on a technology upgrade.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask Xavier something about...
Oh, I didn't...
Me neither. Huh?
What brought this on? Did you just... Sure, go ahead. A kabuki mono? I do know the word. Inazuman for those eccentric types who always go around, but sadly, I've never... Of course!
Oh, really?
Oh, you're most farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crocodile. Come on. All right.
Hey, it's them!
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are. If you have...
We have time. What...
The same topic we discussed last...
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, we haven't made any real progress. Huh? Oh!
I presume you'll want to read my...
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler. Remember how last time Akaba was saying how you wish you could gather...
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow, so many new details. Thank you so much for sharing that with us.
Well, well. So it all comes down to one man's desire for revenge. Huh. You heard this from a member of the Amenoma clan, you say? Ugh. So there's no ghost story here after all.
This new information actually lends further credence to my hypothesis. Evidently, swordsman...
Yes, okay, point...
And they're back at it.
Oh, so...
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop of you...
Will do.
Take it easy.
Nahida, we're here! Traveler, Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment's rest this... The Valadier? You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me? Traveler? Hey, what's wrong? You look so upset. That's quite a story. So, this puppet known as the Valadier erased himself from Irminsul, hoping that he could change the path. But
How? As the traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed? And we just don't...
Yes. Theoretically speaking, it is possible to do this. But I'm struggling to imagine the kind of person who would dare go through with it. The traveler comes from a world beyond Teyvat. That's why there's no information about him in Irminsul, and it also explains why any changes to Irminsul wouldn't affect him. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's you. It's quite incredible when you think about it.
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this balladeer guy's motivation.
I can only make inferences based on the information we've been given. As for what kind of person he was, only you... Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had died, right? Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friend, the story makes sense. The balladeer tried to achieve godhood with the doctor's help. He was unsuccessful, but retained the power to connect with Irminsul. That power then enabled him to change what was recorded in Irminsul and erase himself. Even...
Yeah, it does make sense, but it just feels so hopeless. He gave everything to do this, but it seems like he got...
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one. It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he has told us.
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away. You should take a look.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this record myself.
Huh? You?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative, it's clear that this story is an allegory. Everything...
Hold on. So this record survived from the...
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes Teyvat. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written this story as a backup before the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's incredible!
And sending the traveler into Irminsul with the balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd remember everything.
Wow.
This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information recorded in Irminsul. But if we connect all the different pieces together, the true story that emerges is the one he told us. The now erased life of the balladeer. There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they'd once in a while. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who the kitten too wished to become a fox. Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified a gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, the monster gave the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon and devour the moonlight. If the world could only return to darkness, then it would finally be peaceful and content. I will become the new moon, the answer to everything. Then, no one will know that there were once birds, foxes, and cats in this world. And no one can know that they were different.
We solved it!
I remember now. This is not just the Balladeer story. It is his very own memories. I made a backup so that it would be preserved to become a god. He was experimented on and modified countless times. It was brutal torture, and the only reason he was able to survive is that he was a puppet. This memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Presumably, they kept it to have something to defend. Creating a deity was just the first step. Some of them wanted to be able to control it. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an allegorical story so that it wouldn't be altered.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed, let alone that he tried to get rid of us on more than one occasion. Paimon has no memory of him at all. He completely vanished like a puff of smoke.
The Balladeer agreed to help me look for information about the Descenders, and although he was unsuccessful, he still helped you. Before he vanished, he confirmed an important detail. That Conria was where your twin first came into this world. We still don't know how the change to Irminsul will affect the senior ranks of the Fatui, but in all likelihood, they won't even remember their own Harbinger.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around.
But this is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. We look, we see, and we comprehend. But the question still troubles us, so the answer is not everything. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own destiny. To others looking on, this may seem like a pointless endeavor, but for him, the chance to act on his desire to disappear must have meant a lot. Never forget that even when we walk beneath dark clouds along a road filled with suffering, and that is what you have been doing all along.
Yeah, Mihida's right.
Good idea.
You got it! Come! Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar! It must be really tough being the only one who remembers all that. But Paimon's always here to help cheer you up. What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what? Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. What is it? Have you... What
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look, here.
This is how Wanderer came about.
Hey! Hey, wait!
Hmm? You mean?
No, not you. That kid! Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep...
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then I don't want to take advantage.
No, please.
You're welcome, I guess.
Leave it to me. I'll find...
Stop. You don't want money.
That's right. We can talk more about that later.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay...
I haven't unlocked this weapon. No.
Take it easy.
Yeah.
Even though you say he's the balladeer, what are we planning on doing? Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. You've been following me all the way from the city. I'd have to be no, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you
Sorry, but I just can't take you.
a puppet?
Huh?
You were right.
I guess you do know me after all. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone through all this trouble to track me down, okay. But please let me...
Are you really working for that guy? He said...
Yes, I ran into him.
That's...
Let me take these back. Then I'll come...
Then let's return to the...
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really...
Something's come up.
I was just about to...
What?
I get it, okay? But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Imagine you were me for a second. But anyway, taking you in didn't...
But I don't... No. Then I suppose this is...
Don't mention it, kiddo.
Thank you. All right, done.
What's wrong? Huh?
Hello. I do...
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to...
You say that you're trekking across to Vat to train yourself. Many...
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, but these two claim that they know me.
using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called...
Oh, like a pack?
Yes, something far more distant.
Okay. Oh, you want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation. If it's that difficult to talk about, but I'll be able to handle it.
Is truth something you...
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you nearly died because of what other people did. And many died because of you. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found actions rooted in...
I gave everything I had.
In terms of the...
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely into each choice a person makes.
That is the nature...
It seems like my previous incarnation was...
We're not trying...
If we were enemies, why are you...
This is so frustrating! He's got so much...
Lesser Lord Kusanal...
Yes.
Please.
Even though it will cost...
I'm just a pup.
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go...
Don't worry. Whatever danger I might...
Traveler, could I ask you to super...
Oh, good point.
Understood.
Thank you.
This looks like...
Right now, you're in a dream I create. These memories will show you the raw truth.
Sounds like an immersive experience.
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway.
All right.
Wanderer, this is... Is that because you could...
I hear footsteps.
This place is... No, there's... You're... Huh.
This man is caught...
And the rest is his...
In the original version...
Let me get you out.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as the second in command at Tatar, but Katsuragi had sworn lifelong...
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabukimono.
It's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Where am I supposed to go?
Take it easy.
Huh? What are we doing back here?
Whoa.
I was abandoned.
Okay, I heard he kept calling...
But you can't...
Yup. This child, after leaving... What happened to... He died from...
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family!
The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I remember what you are truly is a weapon. One that could be wielded with an iron will. Or you could continue to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
The long...
This place is dark.
I'm in the original version of events.
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey,
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools all for me?
What do you have to gain from... Perhaps you find fighting in...
Funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you
Save your breath.
I'm sure you think so.
Surely you're not...
I just can't have you...
I merely Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Goka... Look at you. By then, see you at the victory feast.
Poor little tongue?
The plot does not end here.
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results in your own interests. Isn't that right, witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best to...
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Considering that
Welcome.
When do we start?
You seem impatient.
The biological... Nothing worse than what...
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I was... Alas,
That was graceful.
I suggest...
The doctor...
That person gives off a...
It's normal.
Let's move on.
You're a god.
If you accept this...
In your eyes?
Do you think there are any... Whoever has to...
I've seen enough. No matter the consequences, I won't run from blame or punishment. Whatever I am due, let it come to pass. Can you return my memory? I've always believed as a puppet
Regaining your... Are you sure?
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. But then I met you. And I finally... I've always felt... So I beg...
Very well. Since your mind is... You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is... my...
Is he alright? No way!
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end. This is trying my patience. Have you got any more stupid questions?
Squall Fury! At my command, you shall fall! Insignificant pest!